Fan Debate, brought to you today by Sky Bet. We're going to dive straight into it now. I know he's been itching to talk about it all along. We are going to discuss Manchester United. Didn't go great yesterday, defeat, but what have you made of Erik ten Hag so far, Gary?
I think he's had a good start, very good start, in difficult circumstances. You know, the transfer window was a shambles. You know, I know that many may feel that at the end they got it right through Casemiro coming in and Anthony, but still, those players should have been with him, you know, at least a month or two before the De Jong situation. And Arnautovic, all the sort of Rabiot stuff, he had to come through all that. He had the transfer request from Cristiano Ronaldo on the eve of pre-season. That's obviously continued to rumble on right the way through, even to this day. He's had the Harry Maguire situation where obviously his captain hasn't been in form. He's had the 2 bad defeats at the start of the season. So I think overall, considering what he's had to come through, I think he comes through really well through the period. I don't think United fans, would ask for any more. But I mentioned it before on Chelsea, the money that's been spent, you're still looking at the team and thinking, you know, you're still thinking he needs to actually strengthen in all areas. I made the statement last week. That I think
in
United,
all areas?
Pardon?
In all areas?
Absolutely. I don't think there's any area in the team that you wouldn't think at this moment that the club need to strengthen. I mean, up front, I know that Everton have just been talking about the front 3 there. I think United's front players, I think that they're the least talented out of the top 6. I think I'd swap every other club's. Chelsea's the only one I'm a little bit like that about. But I think every other player, every other squad in the top 6 forward players, I would swap for ours. You think that they've spent all the money on, obviously, Sancho, doesn't always play, Martial, in and out. We've got to the point now where we're relying upon Martial to come back. Martial has been written off by 99.9% of Manchester United fans as being a signing or a player that would no longer contribute to the club and feature for the club. We're now actually waiting for him to come back. That's the position we're in. So I think that up front is a real problem. Midfield, I like the midfield. I like it. We've got 5 players in there. We've got Fred, McTominay, Casemiro, Fernandes, Eriksen. I like it. Will it win you a league? No, it won't, I don't think. And the back 4 isn't strong enough yet because there still isn't a partner for Martinez. Martinez has done better than I think most of us thought. The full-backs, I think we still need strength in depth. I thought it was interesting when I asked Erik ten Hag about Dalot after the game last Saturday, I forgot, West Ham, where Dalot was absolutely sensational in that second half, heading the ball away at the back post. It was the best I've seen him defend. He was brilliant. And I said to him about, does that solve your problem at right back? And he said, no, I still want another right back. He almost said those words, but said, you know, we need 2 right backs. So I think even he's saying he needs another right back. There's no doubt we need potentially a partner full time because Varane is looking like he's always going to get injured. It's unfortunate. You know, we talk about the Calvert-Lewin, but he's always got an injury. So I think there is still areas to strengthen in all parts of the team, but the manager's done really well, I think.
Okay, what about you, Adam, as a Man United fan? What have you made of Erik ten Hag?
I'm buzzing with the manager. I think, obviously, the result against Aston Villa wasn't ideal. Like Gary, I was hoping we could beat Villa, beat Fulham, go into the World Cup on a positive run. And I think with some of the games that would have been played, we probably would have been in the top 4 if we had got those results. So it was disappointing, but I think he got it wrong in the sense that playing Donny van der Beek away from home, Emery's first game, the crowd are going to be up for it. I thought that was a mistake, and it reminded me of the mistake when we played City away and he didn't play Casemiro. I thought maybe, you know, next season he doesn't do that kind of thing because, you know, he's still learning the ropes in the Premier League. But overall, I'm happy with the manager. I think we're moving in the right direction. The football's continuously getting better. I think he did sort the defence, and now with Varane, it's a little bit of a worry. But like Gary says, in terms of the big issues, Harry Maguire, he's not playing anymore, and rightly so, but it's not a story anymore. The Cristiano Ronaldo thing, I thought, you know, he's kind of been forced to play him, but I think he's handled it so well that if we did have Sancho, Anthony, Bruno, Martial fit and ready to start, I know Bruno's was suspension, if they were available and ready to start against Aston Villa, Ronaldo doesn't play, and it's again a non-story because I think people almost expect him not to start when everyone's fit. So I think he's handled it well. He was captain, and I think that's just, you know, he's one of the leading more mature figures in the dressing room. I don't think he
mature. Huh? Ronaldo's mature. Come on, man.
I mean, he's
Who believes that,
one
really?
of the most experienced players in the dressing room, and he's won the lot. I mean, he's got more history than you lot.
I'm
so-
sure he's great footballer, but massively immature
I
man.
mean, he shouldn't be at the club anymore, and I think we are coming to a transfer window where, you know, do we let go of Cristiano Ronaldo? And I think we are in a better position without him. And even if we don't replace him, I think we should kind of...
Let me ask you, Gary. The Cristiano Ronaldo situation, which is a very, very difficult situation for any manager to deal with. Do you think Erik ten Hag's handled that well? And also, in January, do you think it's time to let Cristiano Ronaldo go?
I think he's handled it so well. I actually thought even Ole, to an extent, and Ranić handled him quite well last season at times when it was difficult, and he obviously wasn't happy. And I think that Erik ten Hag's handling it far better than I think most of us would handle it, because I think that if you had that sort of disrepute from a few weeks ago, the easy thing to do would be to say, you know, sit on the bench, certainly not give him the captaincy 2 or 3 weeks later. So I think he's handling it well. He's basically sailing the ship into shore, as I see it. And I think that in January, both of them, I said a couple of weeks ago, I hope that there's been a deal done that they'll say, look, in January you will leave, for both of the Cristiano and the club, but we'll make sure it looks really good till then, so that it doesn't look like a mess for either of us. And I'm hoping that's what this is, that he's playing, he's captain, it looks like things have been smoothed over, which I'm sure it has. And then basically in January, he just leaves. Cristiano goes and plays somewhere where he can play every single week, which we all want to see him play every single week. I want to see him break all the records, but he isn't going to play at United every single week. The manager doesn't want him to play every single week, it's clear. And that continual sort of pressure of having him on the bench, it happens sometimes. It happened under Sir Alex, where some players, and I was seeing this to Roy in the studio, like some players have such a mentality, a fierce mentality beyond anything that you can describe in words, that they have to play. And that's because they're just that great, they've been that good, that there's just something inside them that means they have to play. And Cristiano's got that. He isn't going to sort of what would be play 1 week, not play the next, support the squad. That's just not what he does, not what he is, not what his career's about. So for me, I hope it ends in January for both of them, so that they can basically get on with what they want to do, which is Erik ten Hag build a fresh new squad. Cristiano wants to play every single week at a club whereby he can guarantee that almost.
Are you surprised, Jamie, that he was, you know, made captain of the team? Because, you know, they could have given it to the keeper. He's normally the captain, isn't he, De Gea?
I don't think it's that big a deal who the captain is so much now in football. And I think, you know, if Ronaldo wasn't captain, I'd have probably thought that was actually strange coming out.
Yeah, we could have given it to, normally it's De Gea, isn't it?
It is Cristiano Ronaldo, let's not forget that. But I think it's actually really clever from the manager. I think the manager also said, I don't think he likes goalkeepers being captain, the fact that, you know, they're in goal. But I think he's handled the Ronaldo thing unbelievably well, in that he's shown his authority with, you know, taking out the squad a couple of weeks ago, but then also putting him back in. He can't lose, because if Ronaldo scores and they win, fantastic for him, he's getting results. If Ronaldo doesn't perform, he looks right again for not playing him and not using him, and people then will be saying, you know, you're a big United fan, it's not right. You're saying it's better he goes in January. He can just almost sit back. He's done his job now, Ten Hag, with Ronaldo. He's shown his authority. Ronaldo knows where he stands, or you can't be messed about this guy. And he just sits back and just lets it play out. I don't think it'd be as easy as you think to get out in January, because everyone knew he wanted to go in the summer.
They're both going to have to take a financial hit, aren't
they?
Well,
but what I'm saying, I'm not sure Ronaldo...
They are.
Yeah, of course they will. I don't think no one's going to give Ronaldo his wages. That's why he's still at the club. But I think for Ronaldo, I don't see him just going to some Mickey Mouse league anyway, because he's so driven. He still wants to get goals in Europe and be the record goal scorer there, you know, proper leagues. There's something about him, and that's the way he acts, and that's the way he comes across, because he is so driven and he wants to break every record. So I don't see him maybe going to, there's talk of Messi going to the MLS. I'm not sure, maybe I'm wrong, or a league in Dubai or Qatar or something, I don't know. But I couldn't speak high enough of Ten Hag, the way he's handled it. I think he's handled that. And that's, for me, if I'm looking at Manchester United this season, they've had some good results, obviously yesterday was a bad result for them, but that is the most impressive thing that makes me think, yeah, they've got a proper manager.
Do you know what I really hope about Cristiano? That he obviously, if he's playing his last Manchester United game on
He shakes your hand.
Please, Cristiano.
You bottle that one, dude. What happened? Come on. He's got to talk. This is it. Come on.
Have you watched your
I don't, man. He's not my mate.
Have you watched your
It's your mate.
He's not my
now.
No, seriously, do you know what I hope he'd do? I think he should actually speak. No one's heard him speak for 6 months. We don't hear from him. And I think as a Manchester United player, the reason I think I proposed a couple of weeks ago when I was having that sort of discussion with Roy was that I felt a little bit disappointed enough to be able to say I think Manchester United would be better without him, and I think that ultimately he would be better without Manchester United was. I expect so much of him, just because I've played with him for 6, 7 years, 8 years, of the fact that you take ownership of what happened. You don't leave other people to go out there and answer your stuff for you. He's going out yesterday as the captain of Manchester United and the team lose. Your job is to speak at the end of the match. You know that. I know that. Your job's to speak. You're the captain. I've been there. He's been there. You lose. Unfortunately, you win. And the striker who scored the goal goes out and speaks. The star man. If you lose, it's your goalkeeper, it's your centre-back, or it's your captain.
Does he care? I mean, because he cares about himself mainly.
No, but that's my point.
I mean, does he care enough to?
Why yesterday have we not heard from Cristiano after the game as captain of the club? This is what we did wrong today. We're going to work hard for next week. We're going to play Aston Villa again on Thursday in the Carabao Cup. That's the thing for me.
I think if you hear from him, it's going to be just PR. I don't think it's going to be protection of his image and protection of, fair enough, what he's built up. So it's like with Manchester United. Whenever they speak, it's all bullshit. Do you know what I mean? You never get the real.
When Rashford came in the studio, and I didn't quite make it because I was up on commentary, came into the studio after the West Ham game and he did that interview. That's the most natural I've seen him for 18 months. He looks the most relaxed I've seen him, the most confident I've seen him, just because he came out and did it. He just came out and did it. We've seen James Maddison do interviews with us. We've seen Mikel Antonio at West Ham. We've seen, I'm trying to think of all the other players that we've seen come out and stand in the studio, and they go up in your estimation so much just by the fact that you realise how normal they are, what good lads they are, the fact that they're just ordinary lads just trying to do the very best.